Welcome to Secrets of Science Solved. In this series, we will be offering new explanations for scientific mysteries. Hi, my name is MacLachlan-Brown. This presentation is based on my book, The All-Electric Universe. The book is free to read or download at the website. Although the theory is new, the physics is solidly based on the work of four of mankind's greatest scientists. Proposed that electromagnetism underlies the whole universe. This approach can be justified by the work of James Clerk Maxwell and Albert Einstein. Maxwell proved that photons are derived from freed electromagnetic fields. Einstein showed that matter has an equivalency with energy. Therefore, it is probable that everything in the universe derives from the same basic source. How can electromagnetism build the universe, yet be fully explained within the laws of physics? In earlier videos, we proposed that space-time is a dense, chaotic cloud of tiny, interacting quantum electromagnetic particles called QEMPs. We also showed how that model could generate electromagnetic fields, photons, and matter particles. In this video, we will demonstrate how the same models can generate mass, inertia, and gravity in matter. This theory proposes that matter is composed of entangled, enfolded electromagnetic fields. The fundamental matter particles have active electric charge both on their surfaces and internally. In the case of the proton and antiproton, the internal active electric charge is very much larger than the surface charge. The QEMPs of space-time are very small and can freely penetrate the structure of matter. The countless tiny collisions between the QEMPs and the total active electric charge produce force vectors that sum to zero in all directions, but produce inertial forces that hold the particles stationary with respect to space-time. This is shown in the following diagram. Inertia is the marker of mass. The forces on the particle are balanced and they sum to zero, but these forces tend to hold the particle stationary with respect to space-time. The forces are the integration of all the tiny collisions between the QEMPs of space-time and the total active electric charge of the particle. We have now explained inertia and mass. But how do we generate gravity from this basic model without adding additional properties? Given that any model for gravity has to meet the following criteria. It must follow an inverse square law with distance. It must produce all the effects of relativity. It must automatically produce rotation. It must explain gravitational lensing. The model must allow gravity waves. It should also explain decreasing density as black holes become more massive. It should explain axial jets on massive stellar objects. Only a subduction model for gravity can be shown to fulfill all the requirements. In this model, space-time flows into concentrations of mass. The total flow rate is proportional to the total mass. Gravity is an effect. A subduction model eliminates the need for fundamental forces or action at a distance. A subduction model meets the inverse square law ratio with distance as the surface area of a sphere is proportional to its radius squared. It meets all the requirements of relativity because motion through space-time produces the same effects as the motion of space-time through an object. An inflow automatically produces a vortex. The vortex is planar. This explains the rotation seen in all systems. It also fits gravitational lensing. This model allows for pressure gravity waves to exist. In the case of black holes, a vortex slows the rate of inflow of space-time into the object, weakening the effect of gravity. The more massive the object, the larger the vortex and the greater the weakening effect. A vortex causes the inflow to be weaker along the axis of rotation. Photons and matter particles can escape as axial jets even from black holes. Thus, a subduction model for gravity meets all the requirements. This slide illustrates an artist's impression of a gravitational flow in space-time. Possible mechanisms to generate gravity by the subduction of space-time into matter. 1. Matter is full of active electric charge. Because of this, electromagnetic fields are constantly being formed within its structure. If these fields are released as photons, an influx of QEMPs occurs to replace those used to build the electromagnetic fields. 2. It is possible that matter causes QEMPs to tunnel via other dimensions to reappear in intergalactic space. This would cause an influx of QEMPs from space-time. We now have a model of gravity that fits all the requirements. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out the book, which is free to read or download at the website.